From today, every time I start my videos, I'm going to start it like this. Hello, God's design. Why? Because you are God's design. What does it mean to be God's design? It means you were deliberately made. You were not just put here and God is like, oh, there's a new person. No, he deliberately put you here. You are special. You may not have been told before that you are special, but let me tell you now, you are special. So every time you hear me tell you, hello, God's design, it is to remind you that God is very deliberate about you. You are wonderfully created. You're not just wonderfully created, he is completely aware of you. In the book of Psalms, David was speaking. He said, what is man that you are mindful of him? Meaning God's mind is full of you. You are not somebody that God is going to look at when you are good enough, or somebody that God is going to take note of when you are finally big enough. You are somebody that before you were even conceived, God has been conscious of you. When God was speaking to Jeremiah, he said, before you were even formed in the womb, I knew you. Meaning before your mother knew that she was going to have a daughter, before your dad knew he was going to have a son, before anybody even realized that you were going to be born, God already knew you. He knew your end, he knew your beginning, he knew everything you were going to go through. He knew your personality, he knew your mistakes, and yet before all of those things, he already chose you. So let me tell you this, you are God's design. You are loved by God, you are deliberately put on this earth by God, and you have a purpose to fulfill that God has put in your life. God knows you. You may have made mistakes, but it did not stop him from choosing you. He knew you were going to make those mistakes. It did not stop him from loving you. It has not stopped him from loving you till now. So every time you hear this, you are God's design, keep conscious of this fact. God loves you. Remember, you are God's design.